Hello, everyone. My name is Agnieszka Szweda. I represent the Polish Investment and Trade Agency, the Investment Center. And today, I have a pleasure to present you the investment attractiveness of Poland. I will tell you why Poland is worth considering when you want to place your project somewhere in Europe. Few words about our investment center. We are the part of the agency that is taking care of investors. If you are looking for a destination in Europe, we are providing you with general information about Polish market. If you are looking for specific location within Poland, we provide you with specific information about the regions, about the cities, all sorts of information that is required for your decision-making process. We are also connecting you with partners in Poland, with administration, and we have a huge database of location sites. So you can also ask us for proposals where exactly your investment can be placed. We are, apart from that, we can connect you with suppliers, with potential partners. And if you are interested in taking advantage of public aid in Poland, we will present you all the possibilities. In our portfolio, currently we are running about 190 projects. The medical sector is not yet prevailing sector. However, it's already emerging in our portfolio more and more, and we are receiving increasing number of inquiries from that sector. At this moment, we have about eight projects in medical and also 11 in R&D. And these two sectors, as far as we see, they are kind of booming right now. On that slide, you will see the medical sector, the growth of this sector in our portfolio. You will note that the last year was a kind of record-breaking year. We received really big number of inquiries, and we completed last year only 6 medical projects. Since 2012, we completed 15 medical projects in total for the value of almost 90 million euro. The total employment declared in those projects amounted to more than 1,000 people. We were working with investors mostly from Europe, from Sweden, from Switzerland, UK, France, Germany, Ireland, Luxembourg, but also from Asian countries such as Thailand and Japan. As far as the active projects that we are working on now, we have 5 of them, and you will see a much bigger value of those projects, which is 371.5 million euro. And the total employment of these medical projects amount to almost 5,000 people. We are working on the projects with investors from the States, from Switzerland, from Germany, and also Polish investors. I would like to share with you some insights of the largest FDI medtech projects in Poland, which show that we have global players here, and they have been successfully developing their projects. They don't invest only once, but they often reinvest. And I would like to say a few more words about the DGS investment, because it's quite a representative case of a large investor that establishes one manufacturing plant first, but then decides to expand the operation and also establishes more centers such as technology center, business services center. This is exactly what happened to the project of DGS, which is the hearing aids producer. So they gradually expanded in Poland. And this is not a unique case. We see that it's quite a common trend among the investors, and we are very happy to see that they are satisfied with the first projects and they continue investing. in our country. One of our latest projects is the company ETAC. It's a Swedish company that is producing patient handling equipment. And they chose the north of Poland in Czech, the region of Pomerania. Last year, they launched the production. They declare employment of 250 people, and the value of the investments amounted to 15 million euro. As you can see from the map, the origin is quite vast. Mostly we have among the largest projects, we have investors from Europe, but not only, we also have 3M from the United States, a huge investor in Poland that is doing different products, including the medical dressings. I would also like to emphasize the rapid growth of R&D sector in Poland, which is quite crucial for the medical sector. The R&D sector is pretty new, but we see that it's booming. When you look at the map in Poland in 2010, and when you try to spot the R&D centers, you would find just few of them. But 10 years later, now presently, there are more than 300 such centers, including the centers for the medical sector. So we are very happy to see a lot of players, including the largest ones like AstraZeneca, like Roche, but also we are happy to see big companies from Poland doing R&D, and we are very happy to know that they keep expanding, they keep growing in Poland, and the R&D centers very often serve the global operations, the global processes. They are just not local, they are not even sometimes regional, but they have very, very important R&D functions for the worldwide operation. Why Poland? Why the investors like Poland so much? Majority of them find the location quite an important factor. The location is really excellent because the location is in the heart of Europe, between East and West, and it offers good connections with all the countries in Europe and even beyond. Poland has well-developed network of roads, of rails. You have seaport. We also have 13 airports, and 4 of them serve intercontinental flights. So the connectivity is definitely a big plus of Poland. We are the biggest country in Central Europe. Sometimes especially the Asian investors, they like to compare Poland to Czech or to Hungary, but this is not really comparable, these countries to us, because we are so much bigger and we are just different. The potential is vast. We have the population of 38 million people, so it gives us the 5th position in the European Union in terms of population. And for the medical sector, it's important to know that we have 11 million patients a year, which offers big testing base for companies from the medical industry. We are the largest, as I said, we are the largest in Central Europe, but also in medtech sector is the same case. Every year we increase the expenditures on health and presently the value of this expenditure amounts to $38.2 billion US. This constitutes 6.2% of GDP, and this will grow, and by 2030 we should achieve 9% of GDP expenditures, of the expenditures on healthcare. We are the largest medical device market in Central Eastern Europe, worth $11 billion US, and it will be further increased to $13.8 billion US by 2024. We are also a big producer of medical equipment, medical devices. Currently, our share in the European medical device market accounts to 2.26%. And when it comes to in vitro diagnostic market, we have 3.6% share in Europe. As I said, we are producer of the medical devices, and our tradition of this production is really quite long. There are more than 300 producers that actually are located in different parts of Poland, all across the country. Almost everywhere you will find some producers of some specific medical equipment. And some of them, they have been producing since early 19th century, which is amazingly long history. We are very proud that we have such companies so well established. We have a very well established also production of medical furniture. Our famous producer, Famet in Żywiec, manufactures surgical tables and hospital beds since 1921. Please note that many of these manufacturers not only produce their own equipment, that they also have a contract manufacturers and they can produce different devices, different equipment according to different specifications on contract basis. Apart from our own production base, we have a very fast growing and well-established ecosystem. In the whole ecosystem, you can cooperate with different partners. You will find about 50 CROs in Poland. You will find so many R&D centers. You can have access to highly skilled personnel. There are more than 20,000 R&D personnel that work for the medical and life science sector, 74,000 of R&D staff working for the engineering and technology sector. So the pool of highly skilled personnel is quite big. We have a lot of startups. The number is estimated at around 150 at the moment. Startups that offer medical technologies, medical innovations, medtech startups. They specialize particularly in telemedicine, modern diagnostics, mobile health, medical devices, 3D print, robotics, and AI. AI is quite a strong specialization of Polish startups. And it's very useful for the medical solutions. We also have a network of medical universities that are located in major cities in Poland. There are 9 of them, and they generate more than 64,000 medical students every year. We also have, thanks to these universities, dedicated medtech studies, such as 3D technologies in medicine, biocybernetics, bioengineering, neuroinformatics, and IT in medicine and pharma. In the ecosystem, as I said, we have these medical universities, and as you can see from this map, these medical universities are located all around the country, which means that wherever actually you decide to place your investment, you have access to highly qualified pool of students. And apart from the medical universities, there's also a number of organizations, entities supporting the life science and medical sector, such as technology centers, such as medtech clusters. Some of the clusters are present during this event and they present the activities themselves. I will just mention that we have a medical cluster in Silesia in southern part of Poland. We have cluster in Krakow, life science Krakow cluster. We also have a bio-nano park in Łódź, and we have quite a biotech center in Gdańsk Science Technology Park in the north of Poland. So there is a lot of different entities that do some research, that do some develop the technology and offer some services for this life science and medical sector in Poland. When we talk about the R&D institutions, we need to mention that we have the third largest research network in Europe, which is called Łukasiewicz Research Network. This network consists of 32 research institutes located in different parts of Poland. They have 8,000 staff, which can be used by companies to do the research. And it's worth mentioning that the health remains the key area of activity of this research network. So they cooperate with a lot of medical companies on the projects to develop new technologies, new products. So if you have some business challenge in medical sector and you need to do the research, this is one of the potential partners that can do the work for you in Poland. When you talk about Poland and our strength for investments and for technology, for innovation development, you need to mention also about the programmers, Polish programmers, Polish developers, Polish IT sector, which is really strong and which has a global recognition already. Out of 1 million programmers in Central Europe, 400,000 of them is placed in Poland. And this is not only about the quantity, but also about the quality. In various rankings, Polish programmers usually are positioned really very high, if not on the first, second, or third place. So according to HackerRank, we are the third in terms of the best programmers in the world. In certain programming languages like Java, we are even #1. This is really a very special and quite outstanding feature of Polish market, which attracts a lot of technology projects. And finally, investors who come to Poland, they can take advantage of the incentive package that the country offers. On the national level, we have cash grants, we have CIT exemption. The whole Poland is a special economic zone, which offers the CIT exemption. So depending on the location, you have a different level of this public aid available. There is a lot of EU funding available for innovation projects, for R&D. Poland is the biggest beneficiary of EU funds. It was the case in the past, and it will continue to be so in future. And in future program, we again will have a big budget for the innovative and R&D projects. And Poland also has special dedicated to R&D tax incentives. You can deduct your R&D expenses from your taxable base. You have special tax of 5% for any income gained through the sale of IP rights. And you gain a lot of privileges when you have a status of the official R&D center in Poland. It's interesting also that we are quite major beneficiary of the Horizon program. This is the biggest R&D program of the European Union, and Poland is active in that program as well. This program is operated on the level of the European Commission, and it provides support for the biggest R&D projects. So the health again is a priority area for that program, and from Poland we got 93 projects financed from that budget. So to sum up, why Poland? Why? Because we have many advantages. Advantage #1 is that our regulations are in line with EU legislation. #2, there is a lot of incentives available for innovative technology and R&D projects. There are a lot of EU funds available. You have access to vast pool of students, vast pool of programmers, scientists, and you can work with a well-established ecosystem with different partners, with Polish companies. You can find here suppliers, you can find here contractors, you can find JV partners, or simply technology providers. There is a continuous growth of R&D sector, so this sector will gain every year, is gaining importance, and it's more and more important for our economy. And IT sector, the best programmers in the world are also waiting in Poland to serve the needs of the medical sector. So this is the end from me. If you would like to get more information about Poland, if you are considering different locations for your investment, please contact our investment center. We will be more than happy to assist you to explore the Polish market. Thank you very much.